What's up, LEGO builders? Welcome back to Coconut Brick Studios for a mock showcase with a twist. Instead of just showing you the cinematic and walkthrough of the finished mock like I usually do in these kinds of videos, I'm going to bring you along as this mock comes together step by step so you can see the actual process of how I build mocks and listen as I explain certain techniques and how they're going to help the story of this mock. Ever since Kenobi dropped, I have been wanting to make an Order 66 mock with Vader in it, and today that mock comes to life. This mock is going to be on the small side, around the size of the Last Stand mock I made with Captain Keeley. It's also going to have a round frame. I like to use round frames on my smaller mocks because it's much more challenging to incorporate round shapes into LEGO builds and much easier to do that on a smaller scale, and yields a much more entertaining and intriguing finished product, which helps to make up for its smaller size. Once the frame is finished and the interior plate put down, I have to build the edge of the mock that meets up with the frame. This is the hardest part of this building process by far, as I now have to basically build a circle within a circle. I use a lot of wedge plates to match the curve of the frame. I start on the edge and build all the way around and don't worry about the center until it's all plated off. I don't worry if there are any big gaps between the wedge plates and the frame either, because I can add more wedge plates on top later to cover up the gaps. Now it's time for some terrain. I'm making an old ruin of a castle, so I want this terrain to be somewhat flat and look like it was a stone floor at some point. So I'm going to be using lots of smaller plates, tiles, and slopes to give the floor lots of texture and depth. And because it's a castle ruin, I'm going to add some green and mix in sand blue and dark gray to make the ground look worn rough after being exposed to the elements so long, and moss and stuff is starting to grow between the stones. To add height to the mock, I'm going to build some stone pillars. These are pretty simple, headlight bricks and regular bricks stacked on top of each other with tiles on the side to represent the different slabs of the pillar stacked on top of each other. I'm also going to sneak in some green here and there as moss and algae. Last, I want to add the remains of a wall in the corner where the Jedi fugitives will be hiding. This will also help add height to the mock. I am going to use a combination of masonry brick and other kinds of bricks to capture that worn, weathered vibe. Deep in the ruins of an ancient castle, hidden away on a forgotten world, Lord Vader and his 501st Legion have tracked a young padawan and his aged master. Having cornered them in the ruins, Vader signals his clones to form a ring around the fugitives but hold back. Lord Vader will deal with these traitors himself. I had a lot of fun building this mock, and it turned out much better than I thought it would. All I needed for this video was a small mock, and I had been toying with this story in my head for a while, but I had no idea this would be the outcome. Like I said, these Jedi are unnamed, and so is the planet. I like the idea of not knowing, as it adds to the overall mystery and lost vibe of this mock and shows Vader's tenacity to hunt his prey no matter who or where they are. I've also been wanting to build a mock using sand blue as a highlight. I think it's such a cool color and pairs nicely with light bluish gray. I'm planning a much larger mock right now using these same two colors, so it was nice to test them out and see how well they work together. I added in some plants to contrast all the gray and add some splashes of color, even adding a mini tree in the back. The young Padawan's master is lying under the makeshift shelter, too weak from injuries sustained in their flight to get up and fight anymore. I hope you guys enjoyed this mock, and let me know in the comments what you think of this style of video. Did you like seeing the mock come together and listening to my thoughts, or do you prefer the cinematic walkthrough style that I normally do? That's it for this video. I will catch you all next time, but until then, happy building.